Filmmaking, from my perspective, is honestly just storytelling. It's something I've hit on a lot before, but it's just so crucial and it's so important. That's how you connect with a good film. For me, I think of my favorite movie, which is Interstellar, and the story that it's able to tell using film. Nothing in the film distracts you from the story. It all ultimately serves the story. I even think of little things like the music. If you don't know, that movie's a lot about time, and all the songs are at 60 BPM, except in times that time's going faster, then the songs speed up. So it's just these small details in that movie that make it such an incredible film to me. One of the most practical things I learned in this class is how to tell better stories, and I think that's something that can be applied in every sphere of life. It's not just something you use in a video when you're trying to tell a story, whether it's a narrative or a documentary, but it's something that applies in everything. Another useful thing that storytelling does for you is it's helpful when you're giving presentations, whether that's in class, whether that's in work for the future. So knowing good storytelling just helps you in every area of life. And that's probably the biggest thing that this class taught me. And it's something that everyone who comes in here is taught in one way or another.
A lot of times people will ask me, what is Lanier Productions? And the simple answer is it's a video program. But the more complex answer is talking about what it provides students. Hands-on learning experiences, preparing people for college and beyond. It's providing leadership opportunities that you would not be able to get, I believe, anywhere else in Gwinnett County, possibly even the state and the country. This program has garnered national Emmys, national nominations. I mean, it's a big, big deal.
Well, simply put, if you told me Lanier Productions was going to be as big as it is now, the video program, I would have laughed probably.
Throughout my years at Lanier Productions, I've worked on a variety of different projects. I first started out with Lanier This Morning that I put together an 8-page proposal for, and at the time it was just announcements, and it's been cool to see it grow into what it is today, and see this program grow into what it is, the award-winning program, garnering 2 Emmys, multiple nominations for All-American High School Film Festival. It's been really cool to see.
We had a Video 1 class and a Video 2 class. I had multiple Video 1s, obviously, because we just started out. And that Video 2 class was made up of several students who continued on from my first year, a couple of them anyway, with a lot of new faces that we put in there because they were upperclassmen. And they worked with an NBC Sports tech manager, David Rhines, who helped them immensely. And then I was teaching the Video 1 classes and really getting them up to speed on the basics, really, of video. And then halfway through that year, I had some students who came to me, and after I was talking with them, talking about creating any ideas, because I wanted them to create something. They didn't quite create anything as far as a story or a film, so I kind of talked to them about what my ideas were, what they wanted to do, and they made their first episode of We Are Lanier, which was actually on a freshman student that year.
At the end of my first semester of film class in my sophomore year, Mr. Phillips gave us an assignment to create some sort of video. We had free range to do whatever we wanted. So my friend Ian and I partnered up, and we decided to make a documentary. We shot the documentary, edited it, it was ready to go, but we needed a name for it, and we really couldn't think of anything, so we went with We Are Lanier, which is a name that stuck around to today. That show was really special to us because it was where we learned how to tell better stories and shoot better videos and edit better. And we got to experiment with a lot of different things. On top of that, we get to interview some really awesome people and hear some incredible stories that impacted us personally and just changed our outlook on life.
then we did a follow-up episode with Dr. Gresham, our principal at the time. And that's the video that really kicked everything off for us. And MTI Bass came on because they were working with Mr. Rhines about a potential project we were to do with them. MTI Bass, seeing what we did with Dr. Gresham's video, really helped us sell the program of what these kids can do with the little equipment that we had. We didn't have anything at the time. I mean, the film that they did with Dr. Gresham was done with 2 cameras, a cell phone for some of the shots, and 1 light. Going back to that initial year though, MTI Bass gave us a grant, allowed us to get a lot of good high production equipment that we could use with their project, and then kind of went from there.
My freshman year of high school, I took web design, which Mr. Phillips taught, and that's how we got to know each other. Through that, he saw my abilities and saw a lot of potential in me that I didn't even know that I had, and he asked me if I would take the video class the next year, so I agreed. I had a mentor from my church who did professional video for a living, so I started hanging out with him more and asking him questions and learning more from him, and those were things that I was able to take back here to Lanier and apply in the videos that I was making here. One of the best things that Lanier did for me is it just gave me the equipment, and it gave me the resources, and it gave me just all the things I needed to be able to create these videos.
By the time that I started classes at Lanier High School, I had already had 3 years of video experience in Gwinnett County Public Schools, and that was just the morning broadcast. But I always like to say that, during my time we revived it, we made it cool, as simple as that might sound, and made it something that students wanted to watch. But when over the summer before my 9th grade year, I put together an 8-page proposal for our principal at the time, Dr. Gresham, and said, hey, this is something that I want to pursue because I know that this program doesn't provide that at the time. Dr. Gresham then put me on with Dr. Jones, who got me involved with Mr. Phillips, and really got the ball rolling for me in Lanier Productions. From there, my opportunities grew. I was able to produce more and more of Lanier This Mornings, and of course, start working on our own shows, Longhorn Nation, different things like that, Pulse Check. And it was cool to also see other students grow. Barry Chen, for example, Thomas Harmon. I mean, these students really grew because they put their all into this program.
In the beginning, in the early stages, we didn't have all this nice equipment. We didn't have the best cameras. We had 1 light. So we really had to get creative with it. And when I think back to what is still one of the most important videos that I've ever made, even though it wasn't the best, it's one of the most important, and that's the Weird Lanier with Dr. Gresham. That was shot with 2 relatively cheap little camcorders and this 1 light, and that's all we had. So in those early stages, we didn't have a lot, but we were able to create incredible things. And I think to now, because we had to start with those small beginnings, with getting creative with how we use our resources, that's something that we still get to apply now with our nice stuff. It makes us, one, just be so thankful for what we have. On top of that, it helps us to push ourselves even further. We don't just say, oh, well, we have nice lights and a nice camera, we'll just put it up and call it a day. No, we try to push forward more, we try to create new things and really just create these incredible videos to the best of our ability.
From the start, I knew this program had potential, period. Other people might have seen this program and said, it's not a huge deal, no one cares about it. But this program had potential, and I saw that. I think the other students saw that. And that's why people became passionate about this program. My goals for the program after our first year of not winning Emmys, of course, selfishly, my goal was to win Emmys, not only for myself, but for the rest of this program. I mean, I think that's sort of the pinnacle of video, especially in high school. I mean, that's the top award. This is the first time I've been back in Lanier Productions Studios since May of last year, and to even see it grow from then on has been amazing. I mean, when we started, we had the baseline equipment, little camcorders that you would find, in your grandparents' cupboard. What a huge change in the equipment that we have and the skills that these students are earning. It has grown significantly. I mean, it's almost indescribable. Lanier Productions has many different shows, from Lanier This Morning, which is a daily morning announcement show, to Pulse Check, which sort of features different content, whether it be funny, whether it be newsy, it's in there. We Are Lanier documentary series, Longhorn Nation, and Signing Day. I mean, there's so many different shows that I haven't even mentioned. I mean, there are things that, go for one episode to, have been running for now 4 years. It's crazy.
Lanier Productions is, I think at least, one of the most important things that happens at Lanier High School, yet one of the most unseen. They're what helps market upcoming events. They're what helps give coverage of different sporting events. They tell the stories of the people that walk these halls every single day that you would never hear without Lanier Productions. It's such a crucial part of the school, and I think it really just helps capture the heart of the school. Another thing that I love about Lanier Productions is it helps bring everyone together. I think of this one project where we had to create a 1-minute promotion for our school, and we had this idea that we were going to have a time lapse of people coming up and signing this poster. And it took 512 people to come and sign that poster, but it was so cool because we just got to see the whole school come together and really be one community because of the video program, because of what happens in this room.
In Lanier Productions, my philosophy is a little bit different than a lot of other teachers. I don't want to pigeonhole the program into just one thing, whether it just be broadcasting or short films or documentaries. I like to see what the students are interested in first and kind of start there and then figure out what do they want to make, because no matter what they're making, they're still learning the skills they need to make a video. We have short films that we have done. We've done short films with the theater department. We've done game shows, movie reviews, music videos. So we've dabbled in just about any genre that the kids are interested in and want to try and tackle. Some of those have failed, some of those have not turned out as well as we had hoped, and some of those have, really helped us create a program legacy here.
Hi, I'm Zach, and I'm a professional photographer and cinematographer here at Lanier Productions, and this is a basic walkthrough of our workspace and what we do here. So this is film 2. These are students still learning to make videos and edit, all that stuff. And this is our studio. This is our storyboard station where we basically come up with ideas and write them down. Jacob is usually here. He's on a coffee break right now. Here we have a green screen. We also have a black screen. This is Adam. We sent him a camera for a scene that we have to shoot on the green screen. And over here we have Chris, script writing and basically finishing all lines for everything that we have to shoot here. And over here we have our gear station where we keep everything from microphones for audio, cameras. We have a charging station. We have extra backpacks for if we have to shoot on a different location besides school grounds. And we have other accessories to go with the cameras to make shooting a lot more easy. And for our Film 3 class, we have the live broadcast cameras, which these cameras stream live from here around the entire school or to almost every class in the school system. And this is the Film 3 workstation where they control from audio to which camera shows up next on the screen, and they basically produce a live morning show of Lanier Productions.
The process of making a video is a lot more difficult than a lot of people think. For me, what's best is writing, physical writing. You'll see in my office, I just have a ton of papers and sticky notes everywhere. Once I finish a project, I put them all in a folder and put them in a binder, and they get stored off forever and ever and ever until I need them again, which actually I've had to use notes from previous project before. But anyway, that sort of starts out, writing a ton, writing down your ideas. I've been told that I'm a passionate person in life, whether that comes to education, which it seldom does, to, work, videos, different things of that sort. I think that passion has really influenced my work ethic, not only in Lanier Productions, but in my current job at GCPS TV. I think that passion is great anywhere.
So the area that I focused in more was production onward. So I loved production and post-production, but pre-production wasn't really a thing that I did that much. I didn't script, I didn't really plan questions or anything. I just kind of winged it. And it worked well in the beginning, but as we started doing these bigger projects, that was something I really had to work on. So I started learning how to write scripts, and I started learning how to create interview questions and to really conceptualize videos beforehand. So now before I go into production and even lay hands on a camera, I know exactly what I want the video to look like. I know questions that I want to ask, what I want people to say, the kind of emotion that I want it to have. I usually know what music I'm going to have with it. And I just have a lot of things in my head already. That way when I go to shoot, I'm not wasting my time getting a million different shots, but I'm really being focused and intentional about what I get. It goes back to the whole thing of telling better stories. If I have a plan for my story before I even start shooting it, it's gonna end up being so much better because I'm not gonna waste my time getting filler shots and filler questions. I'm just gonna get straight to it, and I'm gonna be able to tell the best story that I can. One of my biggest inspirations for filmmaking is a mentor that I have in my life. Not only is he an incredible videographer and storyteller, but he's just an incredible person, and I think that's what really drew me to him and drew me to even want to make videos in the first place, is that he just loves his family so well, he loves his friends so well, and he's so intentional with people. So through him, I was able to pick up on all these different filmmaking things and pick up his style and all these small details that I would have missed. On top of that, I watch probably more YouTube than what's good for me. But that's where I just get so inspired. I'll watch a really cool video that has some amazing transition. I'm like, I gotta go out and do that. Or I'll watch some tutorial video where they're teaching some small technique, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go shoot something just so I can apply this tutorial and learn how to do this and get better at this. Yeah, so there's just so many different places that I've gotten inspiration from. On top of that, I look at things my friends are making and I'll ask them a million questions on, how did you do this transition? How did you get this shot? And all of that. I'm always trying to learn more, and I'm always seeking to learn more because that's what helps me make better videos. And it's not necessarily about knowing more, but it's honestly about knowing when to use those things that you know. So one of the best things that Lanier Productions did for me is it gave me the space to be able to fail. That's something that we don't talk about a lot of the time, but those failures that I had in the beginning and the videos that I would make are ultimately why I make the videos that I do today. If people like Mr. Phillips didn't give me the space and the opportunity to fail and mess up and make mistakes, then I wouldn't be able to do what I do today.
Films are something very special to me, and it's extraordinary on how immersive they are. Whether you're sad, happy, however you're feeling, you can go to your Blu-ray shelf, pick out any movie you want, and you're immersed into that world, and you get that mood and feel. So if you're feeling sad, go watch an awesome-ass action movie. Go watch a great comedy. You really get transported into that world. It really plays with your feelings, and that's what I love about film, and that's why I love to make films. I want to evoke those emotions out of myself. And if they evoke them out of myself, I'm sure other people will get those emotions as well. When I watch films, some of my favorite films, just seeing those great shots, those great scenes, those ones that give you goosebumps all over your body, that's what inspires me when I make films. When you see great films, you just want to do something as great as that. So when you're out there, you get inspired by your favorite directors and your favorite filmmakers, your favorite idols. You don't want to replicate, but you're definitely inspired by their ideas. And that's what really motivates you. When you're in your computer, really in the mode, editing, after a 5-hour cram session, you see those shots, you see your film come together. Whether if it's bad or good, you saying, I just made that, and you get really inspired. The amount I have learned throughout my years at Lanier Productions is absolutely insane. The first film I made was absolute trash. I can't believe I ever thought that film was good, but I made it, and the point of making films or just getting better is that you do get better. And that's where my philosophy of quantity over quality. Most people think quality over quantity is better, but I disagree, because obviously we all want to get to that point. But no matter what, your first video is always going to be trash. And that's how you know you get better though. Once you can trash your own work, because obviously from your current work to your previous work, if you think there's a big gap between that, that means you've improved and you have gotten better. Everyone's gonna make terrible videos in the beginning, so might as well get those out of the way. And the way you do that is quantity over quality. Keep making videos. When you're young, you're a student filmmaker, you have those chances and opportunities. So just grind, make as many films as possible, and then you can really learn from that and get those constructive criticism and make better films. If you want to make it to greatness, you have to get those bad videos out of the way first. And that's something I 100% agree on and truly believe.
One of the most special things about Lanier Productions is the fact that it's like a small family. There's a tradition now where every year we'll do a gift exchange with a Secret Santa. And it has nothing to do with video. We don't even film it, but it's just something for us to grow closer together, and that's so important, because those bonds that we make doing the small things like that, and the times that we joke around and all that, the bonds that we build there help us make so much better videos, because we're able to work together better on set. We're able to plan ideas better because we know how each other think. On top of that, we just get so many funny, stupid ideas from just hanging out and messing around. So it's just really special, the bond that you get being in this class and being in this program. For me personally, my closest friends from high school are from this class. I'm at college now, but the friends from high school that I really keep up with and that I'm intentional with are the ones that are from this program, because they just mean that much to me. We're not making these videos anymore, so we don't have that motive to build a friendship for that. But yeah, we stay close just because of the bond that we built in this classroom.
Lanier Productions, in my perspective, it's a family-based place. It's like I come in here and you immediately feel at home. Everyone knows each other. We don't just hang out here in the studio. We hang out outside. We have dinner sometimes. We all talk every single day. We're all great friends, and I think we're more a family than a production crew. And it's really nice to have people that share the same passion as you, and you're not stuck here alone trying to figure your way out. You have people standing by your side, going through everything that you go through step by step to the end.
Hey, what's up, man? Oh, wait a minute, he's got a bullet in his head. So,
that's the joy of it. We have such a great bond with each other that you can see it through our videos sometimes, our chemistry and charm. It's really been a great ride throughout high school.
in Gwinnett County Public Schools, our CEO, Superintendent Mr. Will Banks, often says that there are two types of people: those that support who teach and those who support those who teach. And in broadcast and distance learning, in my current role, I'm a supporter of those teachers. And that comes along with, doing, fun videos, but they're also, working on facilitating instructional needs of the district. In 10 years from now, I sort of see Lanier Productions not only doing those fun projects, but also being a rock on instruction. Video is the next generation of learning. I fully believe that. And if Lanier Productions can embrace that, and if they can realize that instruction, helping with direct instruction is going to help their program, I think this program will be on the forefront of not only Gwinnett County, but the state and the country as well.
I just see Lanier Productions going to new heights in the future and just going to new places that I couldn't even imagine going to myself. I see them creating these long-form films, a lot more narrative stuff than we do now, even though we're starting to break into that. On top of that, I think they're just going to tell deeper stories, more compelling stories that people see, and they're actually life-changing, and know that that potential is here. And just overall, I just see Lanier Productions' influence just growing so much to like far beyond the walls of the school, and that people in the community will be impacted, people in the state will be impacted. I honestly believe that people around the world can be impacted by some of the videos we make here through the different competitions and the outlets that we have where people get to see our work.
Everyone would say to go work a 9-to-5 job. Waking up in the morning, coming here to make videos, like this is what I want to do, and I'm living a dream that only some people could like only think about living, and they have other people just pulling them back down. And I'm just going at it, and you know, I'm not stopping anytime soon.
I know that I'm not only speaking for myself, I'm speaking for the rest of the program, including the alumni, that, you know, this program has prepared us for our current challenges. You know, whether that be my current situation with Gwinnett County Public Schools, or Thomas Harmon, for example, who's with Hillsong College.
So Lanier Productions can simply be described as a video program, but to me, it's been so much more. It's really given me a guidance through my high school life and just my future. It's really developed me as a filmmaker, taught me so much about filmmaking, and really allowed me and gave me the resources to make films, and has allowed me to figure out a lot of things about myself, has really allowed me to push myself and create content I couldn't even believe that I made. So over these 4 years, it's really been like a hero's journey, basically. And Lanier Productions has definitely put me into the midst of working hard, really putting your mindset through something, finishing a project, really making your dreams come true. And I cannot appreciate this program enough.
Is that in whatever you're doing, failure is an option, but fear is not.
The only reason to come to film school is to get your hands on the equipment and to make the movie. They can't tell you how to make the movie. You have to have it in you. You have to have the inspiration, the passion.
You know, they said, what do you do? Why do you do this? And I don't know where it came from, but I sort of turned to the journalist in a flip kind of way. I said, I dream for a living. Years later, I realized, well, that's exactly what I do. I dream for a living. This is what I've done all my life. This is what I wanted to do with my life.